Today I want to talk about something called imprinting. Now, you might have heard this, or goofily might be familiar with this through is it the Twilight movies? Yeah, where Jacob imprints. Anyway, we're not talking about that kind of imprinting, people. Today, the kind of imprinting that I wanted to specifically talk about is visual imprinting. What do I mean? So ask yourself this question. When you meditate, assuming that you're someone who meditates, do you have trouble visualizing, seeing things in your mind's eye? Do you see images when you visualize, or when you meditate, are you able to see? Obviously we're not with our eyes open when we're meditating, usually, though there is walking meditation, which there is value in. If we're talking about the type where we're sitting and closing our eyes meditation. Imprinting. Imprinting is, how do I explain this actually? I'm not sure if I know how to quite explain it. Let's use this beautiful rock formation to my, I don't know if it's left or right for you, but whatever, to my side here. Imprinting is basically, well, let me back myself up a minute here actually, to the beginning of this. If you're finding that in meditation you're not so much able to see, this exercise might help you to visualize. This exercise is an imprinting exercise. So what it involves is essentially what you do to imprint for yourself, to help yourself to develop imprinting, perhaps is how it's best said. So what you would do is look at something for, let's say, 30 seconds. So let's say it's that rock formation. So what you would do is look and stare specifically at that rock formation for 30 seconds. Then you close your eyes and you see that rock formation in your mind's eye. When it fades, if it fades, when it fades, then open your eyes again, look at it again, stare at it again for another 30 seconds, then close your eyes, see it in your mind's eye until it fades, rinse, repeat. Now, you can do this, honestly, I think as often as you like. It's actually kind of a really interesting awareness exercise I've found, to where you can you can get good at essentially like mapping your surroundings. Because, say I'm looking out here at this vista, this tree, that hedge, close my eyes, how much can I see? So this is how I got to that point, to where, now when I'm sitting in a place, if I close my eyes, I can remember what's pretty much everywhere around me to some extent. It's not like I have photographic vision, I wish. So imprinting is that. It's essentially that ability to visualize, that ability to, with your eyes shut, still technically see. Maybe that's part of the confusion. Maybe people have a little confusion over the fact that visualizing doesn't involve genuinely using these eyes. You're essentially using your imagination powers to see, which is why this imprinting exercise may well help you if you have problems visualizing. What you can do to visualize, as I just said, is pick an object. It can honestly be anything, and you stare at that object for 30 seconds, close your eyes, see the thing, recall as much detail as you can, stay there with that image until the image fades, unless whatever, the image fades. And practice that. And with time, don't increase the time that you're looking at it. That really won't help you any. So, if you're spending like 5 minutes really zoning in on the thing, that doesn't, unfortunately, imprint it more into your brain. So 30 seconds is enough. Understand that too. Sit down, look at the thing for 30 seconds, close your eyes, see it for a minute, wait till it fades, open your eyes, look again, see it, take it in, 30 seconds, close your eyes, see it. And you can do it, like I said, as often as you like. And what's really cool about this, and this is why I'm sharing it, because it really helped me. I used to not be super good at visualizing, and I'm not saying that I'm like super good now. However, I definitely have the ability to visualize in meditations now, where I used to really struggle to see anything at all. They'd say, go in and see this, and I'd be there like, are these shadows in my eyeballs like the right thing? Here's a hint, it wasn't the right, there's no right thing, but that's not what you're supposed to see, I guess you could say, in visualizing, in, say, guided meditations. That's not what you're after. I invite you to try this exercise. If you are struggling in meditation, or if you feel like you would like to see more in meditation, or you want to develop the ability to see in meditations, this is the way to develop that exercise. Like I said, you can do it anywhere, anytime, pretty much with anything. So you can just pick an object, stare at it for 30 seconds, close your eyes, do it again, over and over. And I assure you that your powers of visualization within meditation, and actually, interestingly, I just thought of this in the moment, your powers of imagination, visualizing in your imagination, will also increase. So many, many benefits, and I don't think there's a single drawback from imprinting. So just don't stare at something you don't want to look at. So if this video has helped you, please do share it with anyone you know who might be struggling to visualize and could benefit from this. Subscribe, because it helps me very much so to get the message out to people daily. Also, don't forget to ding the bell. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please do feel free to reach out to me at this email address, where it'd be my absolute pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night whenever you're seeing this. Namaste, much love, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next one. Bye. And I do make this content every single day. This exercise into okay, where it would be my but what you're spending like 5 minutes really zoning in on the thing that doesn't unfortunately imprint it more into your brain. With our eyes open when we're meditating, just don't stare at something you don't want to look at.